Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. Today is October 10th of the year 2023, and I would like to say welcome to all my new subscribers, and welcome back to all my returning viewers and subscribers. I hope that what you see today, you continue to follow, and you continue to follow me throughout my stitching progress, and see how much progress I make on each one of my projects. First, I would like to get into what I have finished this month. So we've got this little project bag here. It's very convenient for little small pieces. And inside here is my little mini bobbins that I've been doing this year. So here is September's bobbin that I finished. And we've got February through September here. They're kind of cute little bobbins. My plan when they are finished is to make them into something. They are stitched on 22 count hard hanger, 1/1 full cross. Not necessarily with the called for, because I'm changing to use what I have in the stash without having to buy. So if there's a purple, I try to find a purple that's in my stash. It may not be the purple that's called for, but I still try to fit what I can, what's in my stash. And the other one was my one of my WIPGO goals for September, and I don't have a cover picture for it, but it is the Sense and Sensibility Sal with Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts or Stitching Book Club. Stitching Book Club is what she's on Etsy, on Instagram, and maybe Facebook. Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts is what she is under on Etsy. So here is the finished. There is white here, but it kind of blends in on camera with my fabric. The fabric is a very light blue. Yeah, you kind of can't see the white in it, but there is white in there. This took me, I believe, like 3-4 days to finish. It was not much. I had this flower done, the outsides of these petals done, this done, and one of these done. One wasn't done. I don't remember. I think this one was done, this one wasn't. All of this outside wasn't done. And then I signed my name down on the bottom. So next step is to get that framed. Well, iron it, hang it so that when I get ready to frame it, it's ready to go. So that is Sense and Sensibility. Finish. So I'll put that over there so that I can take that. And those are the only pieces that I finished this month of September. My total stitch count for the month of September: 29,561 stitches. So not too bad. What was October? What did I do in August? 26,000. So we were 3,000 more than what I did in August. So now we will just pull randomly from the stack behind me. Oh, first we will do a new start. This is from the Just Cross Stitch October 23, and it is, let's pull it out here. It's called Golden Pumpkins. And I just liked it. It really caught my eye, so when I went to the store, I was able to find some black fabric. They called for 18 count in here, but I'm doing it on 14 because that's what they had at the store. So that's what I grabbed, and I started this month. So there will be no before picture. Using the called for, if not close to, DMC. in there. And I'm stitching this in hand. Sorry for the crinkles if you... Let me just stick it on the board here. So this is where we are at. These threads on this side are for this second page, and this is the thread as I'm still working on. This is going to say golden on there. And this got 1,234 stitches in September. It's fun because what I've been doing is I've just been sticking with a color. I just got kind of bored with oranges, so I figured I'll just get golden in with the white, and maybe I'll come down here and get the first part of pumpkins in, and then I'll come back and do more pumpkin, or I might come up here and get up on the border. We'll see. We'll see where we go with this one. 14 count black Ada, 2/1, full cross. And this needle binder is from Black Needle Society. It says, the impossible could not have happened, therefore the impossible must be possible in spite of appearances. Agatha Christie. That was in their mystery, no, one of their boxes that I bought. It wasn't, was it a bi-monthly? Might have been. I don't remember. So that's the only new start that I have. So now we will just grab from the pile. And this first one here is the Peppermint Purple Sal. This, I have a picture. This is what mine is going to look like, the outline that I chose. Blackwork and a little bit of stitching in here, and the same in here, and then all these empty squares is where the little sections of blackwork go. This is the 2023 Sal that is coming to an end for this year fairly soon. I know she has started, I think, working on or announcing the 2024. So we'll see what layouts and whatnot for that one. If I decide to do that one, I might just do it anyway, just to have another one. But I will provide in the box below some information about Peppermint Purple. There will be a link to her as well, if you decide you want to take a gander and get a pattern or two. Her link will be down below. So I am using my own flosses. So we have B5200 I'm using for the cross stitch in the border. I was going to use it for part of the blackwork, but it just blends in way too much with my fabric, so I chose not to do that. So in place of that for the blackwork, I'm using 3844. And Forbidden Fiber Co's Wildflower, this was in a subscription box. And 310 for the outlines of all the boxes and in the border. And 930, DMC 930 for one of the details in the boxes. And then S414, so the satin 414. So yeah, we're getting there. So those are the colors that I'm using. And this is where I got to. I don't count the stitches on this one, so I can't tell you what stitch count I'm at or anything like that. But here is where we are currently. I got this one done, this one done, this one done, and this one done. So I got 4 boxes, inside boxes, then got 2 here. This is going to be the start of the same repeat border up here. I was able to get this border over some more. So I can either go and come down and hit the bottom, which I might do, or I can go across. And I'll start pulling in the inside border as well. So there's the colors. And in these ones, I'm just doing all black work. She gives you an option to do cross stitch and black work or just the black work. So I am doing just the black work. It's really interesting to see, really neat to see everybody's fabric choices and color thread choices. Such wide variety in colors and fabrics, and it just makes it really interesting to see everybody's choices and such. And then next we have NYC, the Twin Towers scene by Stitching Jules Designs. She has since changed the name of this, but it's still the same image. It's just the name change. This one was my whip go for September for 10 days, and I got 5,689 stitches. I know if I remember, I was talking about going across and then coming back, doing the bridge, and then coming back and doing the water. I changed. I'm just going across now. I got this first tower here, I think. If not all complete, almost complete. Called for DMC, 28 count, 1/1 full cross. And yeah, that first tower is completely done. This is where my progress is for 10 days. There we go. We're getting into it. So this is the progress for 10 days. Yeah, there are some part threads, but that's because where my Q-snap was, I couldn't reach and I didn't feel like tying them off. So I believe from here all the way over to the edge is completely done, from bottom to top. And then from here over is not done bottom to top. Top most done. It's just the bottom. Yeah, from here up, but here over is done top up. Like I said, this side is done top bottom. And this is starting the bridge. That's why I stopped, because this is part of the bridge here. So I needed a change on how I was doing it. So we are now working just from left to right across. Now that I have this tower done, once I get to this point, I can come over here and work the top from top down on the second tower. Because this tower, I worked top up until I had gotten a color that was all the way to the top, and then I worked back down again. So that's NYC Twin Towers. Still enjoying this piece very much. And that one, the ending percent was that I ended with for September was NYC 44.22, and I was at 27, so we got almost 20%. Next one up is my Chart by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Amy Stewart, the Quick Stitch, a Stitch in Time Holiday. This is the bottom left, if you're looking at the picture, the bottom right corner of her little Stitch in, of the Stitch in Time, not little. This one's not little either. but we're making progress. We're getting more into the sled, and which means we've only got a few more diagonals before I hit this corner. So that's always a plus. This one got 792 stitches in September, and it's getting heavy. So I can still fold the fabric in half. Haven't got quite over to halfway yet. And now let me just move the the threads out of the way. Alright. Here is where we are. I am working in this diagonal here. We got both of the little front parts of the sled done. The snowman's body is completely done. I think there's a few missing stitches in his scarf that I have to go through, but his whole body's done. His arm over here is done. And we're working down on this very last few rows of this column. Then I'll come back up here and continue working. And I'm still doing working in the diagonal with the parking, but I'm going on the vertical. As you can see, this one is a little different. Going vertical, so from the bottom up, half stitch, and then back down to the bottom, and then I park and back up all the way, all the colors. There was at one point, I think I had 10 colors parked in one row, because it was in this area, I think, with all the blues and greens and stuff. I think there was one spot where I had 10 colors parked in one diagonal, and one 10 by 10, one 10 high, one stitch wide, vertical. But now down here we're getting fewer and fewer because we're just getting into the whites of the snow. So yeah, there's a few stitches missing in his scarf, I think. Maybe 3, but there's a few missing in this one too. But we will fill those all in. So that's QS Holiday. $28 count, 1/1 full cross, called for DMCs. And next we have sunflowers. This had 1,364 stitches in September. Sunflowers, Heaven and Earth Designs charted it, and the artwork is by Mary Ann Broom. And I'm working up this area over here. I'm working on this page, and then I think there's like maybe 1.5 pages left, and then I can start the next row. Called for DMCs, 28 count, 1/1 full cross. And here is the whole thing in its entirety. And then this is where I was working on this page. So we're getting this flower in, not the flower, the leaf, more of the flower, which is what I'm working in now. Got a little bit of leaves still to fill in, but a majority of this page is flower. So here is where the page ends in height, and the page ends just over here in the length. And then once I get this, I'll be able to get the next page done, which is majority background. This kind of a background again, but that's okay. So there is sunflowers. Still enjoying all of my pieces. I guess that's good, right? Next up in the pile is one that I had put in timeout for a while. It's Forest Embroidery. This is in Russian, but Treasure Island. It's their free stitch along they're offering this year, so this is something you would like, you can go to Owl Forest and you can grab it. Each section. The ones that are crossed out in the thing there are the ones that are complete. But I had put it in timeout for a while because I had made a mistake in one part and I couldn't find it for the longest time, so I just put it aside. But then this month I said, you know what, let's pull it back out and find where the mistake was and fix it, because I do enjoy stitching on it. This is the smallest count that I do currently have. This is 45 count Nightingale by Legacy Linens, I believe. Thought I had the paper in here. I do. Nightingale Legacy Linen, and it's a linen. So here is where we got to in September. This one got 4,230 stitches. It may not look like it, but there is a lot of stitching. Like I said, it's one strand over 2, 45 count, so they are tiny stitches. Let me fold it and bring it in a little closer for you. So we'll go this side first. This frame around this man is where my mistake was when I started. So I just said, okay, I'm not going to work on that part yet. I came over to this side and I got the house done, the lantern, this person here. Yes, I know that some of these, there are mistakes in here, and it's fine for me. I'm not going to take them apart. For instance, this little motif is a little too close to here. I think this moon, the sun, no, not this side, sorry. The sun is a little too close to this gold band over here. Whatever, it's fine. I'm not counting off of like these, whatever this part is, I'll count from the part off of this. Or I'll count off the border. So we did that, and I finished up here, this for part 1. Came over to this side and finished working all of this for part 1 up here. This I know is touching this gold band here, which is fine. Is what it is. This moon, I think, is moon and sky bit is too far this way. Whatever. It'll work. And I finished, after I got this part done and finished this, I finished out the boat and its waves, and I did the little treasure chest. And then I said, alright, now we will tackle this part here that's wrong. And I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, and I was counting spaces, and I found where my mistake was, and it was over in here. This gap between this section and this one up here, I had 3 spaces instead of 2. So I'd take all of this part out, I'd restitch it, and then I put the man in. So now I can either go, I might come in here, work in the middle. I need to get more of 3854, the gold, to really finish this out. But we're getting there. 45 count. It's interesting. It's fun to work on. I just have to turn my light up when I am working with it. I'm not using the called for because the called for is the Owl Forest Floss. So I just use their DMC conversion, and if I didn't have the exact DMC, then I switched it out for one that was close in color to their colorway. And here we have the Snowman stocking. I don't have a picture Printer's out of ink currently, but Snowman was 875 stitches this month. Called for DMC 28. It's not a linen, it's not an even weave, so it's a linen, but I'm not sure if it's 28 or a different count. So here is the entire tee of the Snowman. Snowman stocking. I need to get my clips. Keep using clips. So here is the Snowman stocking. We'll move the needle minder out of the way. So I can gladly report that from maybe like these, I think I still have a few stitches here and there to fill in, but from approximately here all the way up is now 100% stitched in. So now it's just working on coming down, and I've been kind of going 10 by 10 block, filling in, working wherever goes the next block. So I kind of like that way, working that thread until it stops. I have a parked thread here because that was parked from a previous time. And this is actually one of my whipco pieces for October. So this will see some significant progress in October. And this is currently sitting at 39.78%. So those 10 days this month for October will get this over the 40% mark. Maybe we'll even get it to the 50% mark. That would be nice. So then maybe it can be finished next year. Then I can start on my stocking. So there's Snowman. And still enjoying them. Still enjoy all my projects. There's one that I didn't touch at all this month, but that's fine. Next up here, I don't have the bag because it's in the other room because I'm still currently working on for this weekend, is my Song of Summer, and it's still attached to my Q-snap arm. But I was working on this yesterday, and for September, 3,682 stitches, which brought it to a total percentage of 8.87%. Not even 10% yet. And this is page, I think, well, for me right now, I think this is page 4 that I'm working on. Yeah, page 4, because there's 3 more pages, 3 full pages and a partial left down below. So I'll bring it in. Like I said, I've just been working in, and right here, my finger, above my finger, is where the page ends. So I should be able to get that page finished today. There's not much left in it. And then we'll focus in on this page, getting in some more red flowers, and more greenery. I'm working, this is the row of 10 by 10 blocks that I'm working in right now. So this one, and then just a little bit in this one. So we're getting there. 28 count 1/1 full cross, called for DMCs. And then we have Game of Thrones. This one got 3,206 stitches in September. And we're filling in this diagonal. And we are currently at 55.03%. So that's Game of Thrones. And my other piece for WIPCO for October is Jane's Joy Holiday Joy by Carolyn Manning Designs. These are all little individual squares and then like the pennants all the way around. And this is where this is currently at. I believe I finished the this quarter. I think I have a couple little pennants left to finish. So, we will see what we get on that one in October. And those are all the projects that I worked on in September. I don't know what I'll work on in October. I know Game of Thrones. For today, I'll be working on the Song of Summer, but other than that, I'm not sure. And for my haul, I did get the next to last ornament in the Tiny Modernist Woodland Christmas that's exclusive right now to Crazy Annie's, and it's little silver bells. So we got that, and I did do a detailed unboxing of the Black Needle Society box, but we can go through it really quick so you can see it. You get your information card. The fabric was Enchanted Forest, 1/8 of a yard. I chose 32 count. It's a Belfast linen by Forbidden Fiber Co. You've got the exclusive needle minder, which is a pumpkin cabbage. And we've got a star bead. You make it into a zipper pull or anything you would like. The floss this month is from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. There is Magical Curse, A True Love's Kiss, and Evil Queen. And there's a bigger image of this in the video. There's the Little Red Riding Hood? I don't remember who the character is that's on this. Yeah, Little Red Riding Hood. So the big blanket. We've got the Poison Apple, the Wick Wish Candle Company, and the Black Needle Society candle. The Once Upon a Time little journal you jot things down in. We've got counting pins. And we've got the Frog Prince pattern by The Primitive Hare. So, that, my friends, is all that I have for you today. I hope that everybody had a great September. You have a great October. You have a great fall. And I will see everyone next time. Alright? Bye, everyone.